Hi, 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 good evening to you. Hello, 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 good evening to you. Good evening, how are you? I hope that you are all right. I hope you have had a good day so far. Right. So we have been talking about clarity in the last 3 weeks. Well, today marks week 3. Yes. Let me just share the live. Have been talking about clarity in the last 3 weeks. Well, today marks week. Yep. So I've shared that. Yes, 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 yes. So today is we're going to be speaking about how we can balance ambition with calling. It's a day of reflection, okay? And I'd like us to look at stewardship. Uh, yeah. So I'm welcoming you to the final week. We have talked about a lot of things, but the next thing is what is the purpose of this great freedom? Absolutely. What is the purpose of this great freedom that we are trying to have? Why? Why do we need it? Why do we want it? Right? And that is something that we are going to look at today. Now, you need to know that ambition focused purely on maximizing income often leads to compromises, okay? And burnout, all right? So we want to have clear goals and clear visions, and most importantly, clarity on what we are going to be doing with that freedom that we are really looking forward to. And one thing that I know is that stewardship is we all have a calling. Yes, we all have a calling of some sort. Everybody has a role to play in other people's life. I always tell myself that I am the answer to someone's prayer. So I have to show up, be kind, but most importantly, be present. Okay. So for some people, that's all they need. Some people, it's just an interesting life that we live in. Okay. So stewardship just basically means that you're managing what you've been given, your time, your talent, and resources with accountability, just like the Bible for those of us that are Christians. And if you remember, I'm trying to remember the story is coming to my head, but I just can't remember the Bible verse or where it is, where God gave people what is it called? It was a parable. Jesus talked about this parable where he gave someone 1 talent, 5 talents, and 10 talents. Exactly. And he said, go with it. And the person with 1 talent decided that, you know what, I have just 1 talent. Other people that have 10 talents, they are fine. They will do better than me. And he did nothing. The one with 5 talents decided to do something. I hope I got the story right, but you get the gist. So whatever you have in your hand, you have to be accountable to it, right? And this is our new responsibility. When you have freedom, you free up your most valuable resource, time. That is everybody's most valuable resource. Time is our most valuable resource. But as a Christian, or as a child of God, or as someone that has belief in whatever it is you believe in, I believe that time we have time, but it means that that time we are freed of gives us the opportunity to um, maximize our talents. Okay, so stewardship is recognizing that freed up time, that time that you freed up, and income are the gifts that come with a greater responsibility. So yes, it's not about getting that time free. So the free time freedom is fine, but you suddenly have more responsibility. And that's what I love about my business. Sorry, I'm digressing a bit because that's not what I wanted to say. But that's what I will love about my business because you get that time freedom that you really want, but you have an opportunity to work on your passion. Do you understand? Because when you have that time freedom, you are now able to channel your energy in impacting lives. Okay? In impacting lives in whatever way you have been called to be an impact to people. It's for you to now sit down and identify what that is. Okay? But you, okay, just hold on. I will come back to that thought. So, ambition really is the drive to climb higher. Okay? Because I want to talk about the difference between ambition and calling. Remember, the topic today is balancing ambition with calling. Okay? Ambition is the drive to climb higher. You see that vertical climb. I don't know if you remember, I think it was day 18 or day 17. I can't remember which day. We talked about the vertical climb. All right. But a calling is the service you are uniquely designed for, your purpose. And that is exactly the reason behind this topic clarity. There are two different things. Oh, I am a doctor, or I am trained, I've gone to medical school. I now want to become a GP surgery, a GP, a general practitioner. You go for training for that. Or I want to become a cardiology. You go for training for that. That is your ambition. Again, I call it your title, but it is very different from your calling. Those are two different things, okay? It is different for your calling, from your calling. Your ambition is to be a doctor, but what exactly is your calling? Okay, what is your purpose? If they were to strip off that medical title from you, what will be left behind? That thing that is left behind is who you are. That is your purpose for living, your purpose here on earth, if you understand what I mean. Now, and this is the beauty of our business platform. It allows you to align your calling and your ambition together. But with outside of our business, it's difficult to align your calling with your ambition. You see? So we now have to talk about the balance, because the key thing is balancing. So we need to be thinking about how you can balance between your professional ambition and your deeper calling. It's very important. How do you do that? So now, one of the things I love doing is mentorship or mentoring. It's something I know I have a calling for. And for many years, I didn't know how I was going to start the mentorship because I didn't have the platform. I didn't get that platform. I didn't have it. Okay. I just knew I had a lot within me, but I didn't know how to share because I was stuck in my day job. And that was all I knew. I only knew my day job. I didn't know anything more than that. But what our business opportunity has given me is the chance to mentor. So I don't see my business partners as my mentees. I see them as sisters and brothers that I try to guide on their journey. Okay. I try to help on their journey. And these are people that have some level of trust with me in me, right? And I'm able to help them and show them how to get themselves set up. And it's not just business alone. We are more like a family. And that's the beauty of this business, because one thing that I've found in this environment is that it's easy for us to be lonely. It's easy for us not to have people that we can call on. But you want to be that person that will be called. You want to be there for your friends. You want to be there for people when they need you, okay? So for me, that's been my journey. It's been a journey of um, growth, meeting amazing people. So look, the income is a means to an it's not an it's a means, it's not an end. It's not a means to an end. That income, it's important, but it's not the end of the world. Yes, it does remove the financial constraints so that you can then operate in your true calling. And that's exactly what it is for me. Removing the financial constraints and then operating on my true calling. Okay? So, what stewardship does is validates the integrity of our business model because our income is built ethically. There's no unethical thing. It's attraction, automation, and then value. And you can use it confidently for your own good and for the good of others. For me, my business is more than just a business. It's about changing the narrative one family at a time, impacting lives one family at a time. Because one thing I know is this: if I impact one person, I know that that impact is generational. And that is a blessing to me. That is a blessing to me. One person have changed the trajectory of their life forever. For me, that is fulfillment. That is impact. That is my purpose. What is your own purpose? So, we're entering into the final week. Action, decision, and legacy is going to be our theme. So we are moving away from the philosophical anchor now to practical steps that you're going to have to take. Okay, that is what we are going to look into next week. So I just want us to, I want to ask you a question. As always, I always like to ask a question. And my question is this: what's one thing that you are currently unable to steward well? Is it your health, your community, or even your child education that you know that this leverage system will fix? Yeah. So today, if you are ready to stop just building income and start stewarding purpose, I'm here to remind you that you can sign up on my website and find out more about what it is that we do as digital business owners. Trust me, you do not want to lose out on this opportunity. The reason I say this is that you see that steward thing, one thing that popped up, one thing that came to my mind was my child's education. More than many of us have children. And for those that do not have children, you are even in a better position. You are in a better position. Because some things I wish I knew, I would have done things differently. But I didn't know, and no one told me. But you have the opportunity today to be listening to us, to me, and many other people. And information is now at your fingertips. So if you have that chance, if you to take advice from people, you'll be doing yourself like people that you trust to. It's not just anybody, it's not just anybody. You'll be doing yourself a massive favor and your generations to come a massive favor if you take that decision today. And one thing I wish I knew many years ago that I didn't know was starting my own business. I never knew that I could have. Maybe my story will be different today, but I know it now. Okay? I know now, and I'm here now. But if I was 10 years younger and I saw this opportunity, I'll be grabbing it with my two hands. Okay? So I'm going to end here and we'll speak to you tomorrow. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a good evening.